Namaskar, Здравствуйте. Russian Center for Science and Culture in Kolkata, which is popularly known to you all as Gorki Sadhan, has enjoyed immense love and care from you all since its existence in Kolkata. For the last 46 years, it has survived with your support, assistance, and friendship. We know you are missing the time because your regular visit to Gorki Sadhan is now halted. But taking this into consideration and your non-acceptance of the social inertia at this time, we have planned and chalked out, under the guidance of Mr. Vladimir Dementiev, Director of the Russian Center for Science and Culture in Kolkata, few plans to reach you directly. We all know it very well that the relationship between Russia and India goes time immemorial. For centuries, we are friends. Beyond borders, we have close contacts. But the peculiarity is like this, that these two countries, which are friends forever, have never encountered any kind of hostility on any occasion. People of both countries, they love each other, they love each other's culture, they love each other's tradition, and they like the countries as their own countries almost. India, under the rule of British colonial power, has suffered immensely for almost 200 years. The Britishers, they bleed our country and they made the country which was rich in all aspects, in the local industry, in education, and in all other fields. They ruined in such a way that the country became just a supplier of raw materials. As in the year 1947, India achieved independence, in the month of August 1947, on 15th of the month, India was recognized by most of the countries. But a wonderful thing to note that India got recognition from the friend of the Soviet and the Russian government much before the August 15th. It was accepted as a newly independent and free country in the month of April 1947. Since then, India and Russia are working together for new achievements in different fields. And as we all know, that the situation immediately after the independence was very peculiar, and India, despite have its riches, could not stand alone. So it needed friends for support and assistance. Without any hesitation, Russian people and the government came forward and opened all possible ways to support. And we know that from industrialization to agriculture, from space exploration to underground transport system, from machinery, building to mining, in all fields, Russia has supported us. And above all, they educated thousands of engineers for all fields and thousands of doctors of different disciplines to support India to make it self-reliant. Through the passage of time, we have noticed that India and Russia have enjoyed nationally and internationally a friendship which has supported to build the nation in all possible ways. Despite the changes of situations in both the countries, the friendship remained as it was from the very first day. And today, from just as the friendship between two countries or the friendly relationship between our two countries, the countries have achieved the standard of bilateral relationship, which we call a strategic partnership. And today, India, when it sent its first space mission named Aryabhatta, it went from Russia. When we sent our first man into the space, Rakesh Sharma, he also went from Russia. And we know that since then, Russia has supported India at different fields of education, of science, of culture. And cultural relations between our two countries is one of the most major and important posts. Gorky Shodhan has tried to look all these fields in whatever way it was possible. As India achieved independence and we received support, assistance, and friendly cooperation, which was beneficial for both the countries, we also received some other important things, of which we must mention, that is the literature from Russia. And Russian literature, which reached to the Indian freedom fighters secretly, like a Pushkin, Gogol, Tolstoy, and even Gorky, secretly. But we found that all those books, along with the classics and of different subjects, came to the bookshops of India almost in all native languages. This year we marked a very interesting event at the Kolkata Book Fair when Russia was chosen as the theme country of this year's book fair. Russian books for the interest, books of interest of different fields, including the social sciences and the technological books of medicines, of physics, of chemistry, and other aspects, immensely helped the students and teachers of India. Side by side, another important things we have to mention. That is the book for the young readers, especially for the teenagers and for the children. When the mostly illustrated books, which covered different aspects of Russian and Soviet countries, Soviet nations, from different sections, it came to the houses of the Indian people very quickly, and everybody found that these books are very important to them. And not only for the children, the books became treasured to the parents and grandparents too. And this, when we found it, that how generations after generations, they preserved such books, which they cherish as very fond memories of their own childhood. They pass it to their next generation. When I was thinking to prepare notes for your acquaintance with the Russian culture, I was thinking how to begin with it. And the representative of Generation Next asked me, you were telling, or you told us always about the fairy tale books of Russia and Soviet Union. What about the Indian books for them? If so, then how did they reach Russia? We all know that the direct contacts between India and Russia, it began in the 15th century, and the person to initiate it was no one else but Afanasy Nikitin, who was a traveler but came to Golconda and Bijapur even 50 years before Vasco da Gama's arrival. He stayed there. He wonderfully dwelt with the customs and day-to-day work of the people of those areas, and also fell in love with an Indian woman. And this we can find in a wonderful movie called Pardeshi, made by Khaja Ahmed Abbas. However, that's a different story we'll be dealing with. But we must begin our approach with the fairy tales, with the folk tales of India, how it reached Russia.